Good morning, Chairwoman Kruger, Chairwoman Weinstein, and members of the Legislative, Fiscal, and Environmental Conservation Committees. My name is Basil Seggos, and I'm the Commissioner of the DEC. I'm joined by Jeff Stefanko, who's Deputy Commissioner for Administration, and Jane McLaughlin, who is running our policy. It's an honor to go first, also. On behalf of our 3,100 staff, thank you for the chance to discuss Governor Cuomo's environmental priorities for the coming fiscal year. We're at a crossroads on the environment. All signs point to real and imminent dangers to our planet from a changing climate, with great threats to our air, water, economy, and national security. And yet, even as these inconvenient facts become more glaring, President Trump continues an unprecedented assault on the environment. We're being led down a perilous path with federal policies that will undermine decades of bipartisan conservation efforts. America needs Washington to lead on the environment. Failing that, the challenge falls to the states, and New York embraces this challenge. We stand in complete defiance of the President. Governor Cuomo continues to advance the most ambitious environmental agenda in the nation. Our comprehensive policies are showing that it's possible to marry economic prosperity and environmental protection. Through the Governor's steadfast leadership and with your steadfast partnership, we've made critical progress in combating climate change, rebuilding water infrastructure, eliminating contamination, improving resiliency, and connecting more New Yorkers with the outdoors. We must carry this momentum into 2019. 2018 was a very busy year for DEC. We fought harmful algal blooms with an intense multi-agency focus and by investing more than $80 million on impacted waterways. We announced our plan to direct the $127.7 million Volkswagen settlement into electrifying transportation. We launched the largest expansion of artificial reefs in state history. We established the largest wilderness area east of the Mississippi, the Adirondacks High Peak Wilderness, by permanently protecting the Boreas Ponds. We shut down Tonawanda Coke, which dramatically improved air quality in the Buffalo area. We sued the federal government over upwind ozone emissions, the repeal of the Clean Power Plan, and most recently, unfair fluke fishery allocations. We also sued the makers of firefighting foam for their contributions to PFC contamination in our water. We fast-tracked the completion of the first 4 groundwater extraction wells designed to contain the Grumman plume in Long Island. We completed a comprehensive study of the Upper Hudson River, which confirmed that the EPA GE PCB cleanup is far from complete. We executed Operation TrashNet, the largest takedown of illegal dumping in state history. Our spills teams responded to more than 10,500 spills across the state. Our Environmental Conservation Police responded to 21,000 calls, including major flooding on Seneca Lake, issued over 20,000 tickets, and even trained law enforcement in Africa on anti-poaching techniques. Our forest rangers performed 346 search and rescue missions for those lost and injured and successfully fought the 547-acre Altona wildfire. Those are just some of the highlights from DEC. Today you'll also hear about our clean energy accomplishments from my energy colleagues. Make no mistake, we're nowhere near done. The governor's budget is his most ambitious yet. It doubles down on our environmental nation-leading agenda. While the feds deny climate change, the governor has proposed the Green New Deal and the Climate Leadership Act. This transformational plan will build on the state's already robust climate action agenda and lead us to carbon neutrality. We will ensure a just transition for the state's workforce, spur economic growth, and prioritize the needs of low and moderate income New Yorkers. In particular, the Green New Deal sets New York on a path to carbon-free power by 2040 and economy-wide carbon neutrality as soon as is practicable. We look forward to working with the legislature to make this a priority. We're also boosting our historic commitment to clean water. We propose to add another $2.5 billion to the Clean Water Infrastructure Act, which is now $5 billion. Coupled with our EFC loan program, this is one of the largest efforts of its kind in the nation, and these critical infrastructure projects are transforming our communities. Once again, we propose a $300 million EPF. The EPF provides essential resources for open space, climate change mitigation and adaptation, environmental justice, farms, and recycling. The budget includes legislation to protect our coasts by prohibiting offshore oil and gas development, one of the President's most misguided proposals. To respond to the global recycling crisis, we propose to expand the bottle bill to make most non-alcoholic beverage containers eligible for a 5-cent redemption. and we must ban the plastic bag. New Yorkers use 23 billion plastic bags annually, each used for an average of just 12 minutes. They're a blight on our waterways, sidewalks, and parks, and they damage recycling operations. We also propose a Right to Know Act to inform consumers about potentially hazardous chemicals and products. The act authorizes DEC in consultation with the Departments of Health and State to develop regulations establishing a labeling requirement. To support these initiatives, DEC's budget recommends operations funding of $460 million and capital funding of $1.3 billion. The budget increases our staffing to 3,115 employees. It also adds $55 million in New York Works for infrastructure projects across the state. These commitments will enable DEC to continue building a stronger and more resilient New York. And in closing, on a personal note, I recently made the tough decision to step down as commissioner. I've said it before, and I will say it again today. This is the best job, with the best agency, with the best colleagues, and working for the best governor in America. I'm proud of everything we've accomplished over the last 8 years, and I'll miss it all. I will even miss these hearings. And there's no more worthy calling than public service, where you have the opportunity every day to improve lives and even save lives. So thank you for your trust, your partnership, and your friendship. It's been an honor to work with you in service to our great state. I look forward to your questions.